Assalamualaikum semua. Good afternoon. Kita akan start sebentar lagi. Kita tunggu beberapa kawan lagi join. This afternoon we're gonna cook 3 things. Petang ni auntie ni ambitious sikit. So insyaAllah kita nak buat my quick and easy soft buns. And then we're gonna make, sebab panas kan petang-petang, we're gonna make Jus Limau Kasturi, asam boy. And then we're gonna make chocolate chip muffin for the kids. Okay, let's wait for a few more people to join and we start shortly. Meanwhile, you can see that I'm prepping my ingredients here because my Thermomix actually has a weighing scale. That's why you see me putting stuff on top. I was actually weighing it. So you can actually weigh just before you cook. I mean, when we cook normally we just dump in everything right into the same bowl. It will make more sense later, but just to show you that this Thermomix has a built-in weighing scale. See? Ta-da! Okay. Hi Ezra. Hi Pat. Haja Fazila. Assalamualaikum. Okay, sekejap Macam ni nampak tak? Okay, nanti kita adjust lagi. Alright, so sebelum apa-apa, kita basuh tangan dulu. And we're ready to go. Okay, is everyone ready? Shall we start? Okay, quick intro skit. My name is Mimi. Obviously, I'm one of the team leaders from the Thermomix KL Malay team. And Thermomix ni, you've probably seen me posting a lot of my cooking all this time. And this is the Thermomix that I've been talking about all this time. It's a super kitchen machine, the world's #1. Every 23 seconds, it joins one household all over the world. So you can see here it comes with a lid, and the lid has an integrated measuring cup. There's 50 ml and then there's 100 ml here. And then when we open it up, this is the mixing bowl. The mixing bowl also has indications. This is 2 liters, that's 1 liter. That's the German blade in there from Zulingen, well known for blades and swords for many centuries. And then this is the handle. Inside this beautiful white housing is the German motor, frictionless, which can go from 40 revolutions per minute with a slow stirring like you are stirring with a spoon, or it can go all the way to 10,700 RPM. And then this is the home screen. Hang on, I'm swiping the wrong way. This is the home screen where we can set the time, the temperature, and then the speed. So for example, if we are chopping some garlic, we just put here 5 seconds, and then we don't need to put temperature. And then we put the time, and when we turn on the time, it will automatically turn by itself. You'll see more of this later when I start cooking. Okay, but earlier also I showed you the weighing scale. So kalau nak baking tu tak perlu nak keluarkan weighing scale lagi sebab dalam ni dah ada integrated dah. And it weighs up to 1 gram accuracy. Okay, and in addition dia ada beberapa function lain. Ada dough mode which is uli. which we will use sebentar lagi because we're going to make bread. And then dia ada juga a few other functions like turbo, which we will use for our juice later. Pre-clean function, after we make our bread, we're going to use this as well. There's the kettle mode, which when we want to heat up water, we can even specify how hot we want it. So my mom asked me, she wants warm water. I asked her, you want 40 degrees, 45, 50, 55? Yeah, you can specify. Okay, and then other than that, there's also the auto blend mode. You don't have to figure out how much or how long. There's the slow cooker. Yes, this wonderful machine is also a slow cooker, up to 8 hours. Also sous vide, fermentation, rice cooker, and look, there's another screen. Right now there's only one mode in here, which is thicken, but as the technology progresses, this wonderful machine will update itself automatically. Okay, so without further ado, let's start baking. Hi Ronnie, nice to see you. I hope you're well. Hi Adrina, I saw your show earlier. Thanks for watching my show pula. Okay, so I'm gonna start with quick and easy buns. This recipe I can share with you later. PM me if you want the recipe. It's something that I came up with because my kids, they always leave the house very early. They actually have breakfast in school, but I give them something to eat, alas purut lah kan. And this is something that you can actually make at 6 a.m. and by 7 it's done. So you start mixing it at 6 and by 7 they're eating it already. Yeah, and it uses very, very simple ingredients. Okay, so we're gonna start off. I will now mount the camera on this clip thing. And I hope you can see. Okay, so for this one I'm gonna use this machine, or maybe I should hold it for a while. Okay, I'm gonna hold it for a while so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, the recipe is very simple. I'm just gonna show you. I've already pre-measured everything. So it starts off with with some water. So I have the water right here. I'm just gonna pour it in, and you will see as I pour it in, it starts to weigh. Okay. Okay, terlebih sikit, kita kurangkan sikit because baking is very accurate. Nanti dia jadi lembek kalau terlalu banyak air. Okay, lebih kurang macam tu. Okay, and then after that, we're gonna add to this our yeast, 2 teaspoons of yeast. And then you can see here that the water level is quite low, so I'm just gonna make sure that it goes into the water and not on the blade. Okay, this is such a wonderful machine. It can do so many things at the same time. And then we're gonna add just a little bit of cooking oil. Up to you what kind of oil you want. You can use olive oil, you can use palm oil, no problem, whatever oil you want. And then we're gonna pour it in. So we need 30 grams. Menggigil tangan makcik. Okay, 30 grams in there. And of course, not to forget, we want to wake the yeast. So we're gonna put in a bit of sugar to feed the yeast. Also goes into the water, just like that. Very simple, easy peasy. And then I'm gonna take the lid. This is the lid, and just put it on top, and then I swipe the home, and then I'm gonna set it to 1 minute. There's seconds in there. That's 1 minute. 37 centigrade, which is body temperature, and then speed 1. So as I turn it and I set the speed, it automatically turns by itself. So it's stirring right now. Yeah, it's auto stirring. I don't have to hold it. Okay, so what we're actually doing now is we are activating the yeast. This is a process that normally, by traditional method, people would put the yeast into like a glass. They take some hot water and plain water, and then agak-agak. See, that's a problem. If you've never baked before, we don't know how warm is warm. And if it's not warm enough, the yeast may not rise. If it's too hot, you might kill the yeast. But with this wonderful machine, it's so accurate. It sets the temperature at 37, no matter how hot or how cold your house is. It will set at exactly 37. Yes, Shaz, yeast activation at exactly 37°C. So as long as your yeast is still not expired, if it's still good, guarantee your bread will never fail. Okay? And you hear that sound? That is an alarm that tells us that the task is done. So I just tap anywhere on the screen and it will stop. So that's so wonderful. You can actually leave it while it's whatever it's working on. And see, now it's nice and bubbly, and if only I can send you the smell, you can smell the wonderful aroma of the yeast. And all we have to do now is to add the flour, which I've already measured earlier. This is bread flour. Just dump it all in. Okay, and then we're gonna add 1 egg. Okay, a quick tip for eggs: if you are working with eggs, you should always break it into another container first, because you never know if the egg that you get is fresh or not. Because so that you don't waste your ingredients. So you put in the egg. Okay. If you can't take eggs, you can easily replace this with flaxseed or chia seed. And then we simply add just a little bit of salt, a pinch of salt here, which is about 1/4 teaspoon. I use Himalayan rock salt. And this is to give it flavor. It's very important to balance the taste. So that's it. Very simple ingredients. And I just put the lid. And then I swipe and I activate the dough. And I'm going to set it at 5 minutes. I'm turning the knob here to set the time. And then I just, either I tap here or I use this button to switch to activate. And I just turn it on. And that's it. It's starting to knead. Even if you've never made bread before, you will know that your bread will be kneaded perfectly. There. No need to sweat. No need to wonder, am I putting in enough flour? Am I putting in enough water? The Thermomix will do all the job for you. And it's mimicking our kneading. It goes clockwise, it stops. Clockwise, it stops. Clockwise again, it stops. Just like when we are kneading, kita jadi penat kan? So berhenti, uli berhenti, uli berhenti, uli berhenti. Okay? So while this is kneading, we leave it for a while because I already prepared 1 batch tadi to make it easier for us. And what we need to do for that batch is we need to have this bowl. We have to get ready a bowl, and we have to put in a little bit of oil. A little bit of oil. You can use your hands for this. I wash my hands very well. Okay, you just make sure it's lightly oiled because we're gonna put the dough in here shortly. Okay? Because the next step after we do the kneading, sorry, I'm gonna wash my hands now. Basuh tangan pun live Okay, so we have this bowl in here. I've actually prepared another batch on this side because after kneading this dough, we leave it in here to let it rise for about 5 minutes. So in about 5 minutes, you will see that the dough becomes nice and fluffy just like this. I have 3 Thermomixes if you're wondering. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so and then what you do with the dough that has already risen, it's almost at the top of the bowl now. All you have to do is to turn it upside down into the bowl that we oiled earlier. Okay, I'm gonna put this camera, the phone on top for a while so that I can put the dough into the bowl. Okay, done. So I just take this and turn it upside down. And because our blender, we can open it all the way. When we open it, the blade goes down together with the dough. And that's so fantastic. We get in almost all of the dough out. Super easy. And we just take it out like this. And then we fish out the blade very carefully. It's sharp but not that sharp, because what actually makes it powerful is the German motor. So you can take out the dough, so you take up most of it and you don't waste. We set this aside to clean. And now we see that the dough is like this. You see, this is very, very sticky. This dough is very, very sticky because it's gonna be very, very soft later. And what we do to make it easier to handle, we're just gonna pull the sides that were in contact with the oiled surface. Remember, we had oil all over the bowl. So we just pull it from the side very gently, very nicely. And we're gonna get this wonderful smooth ball. See, and then you just pinch everything together like this. So now you get, it's a very nice smooth ball, and then you flip it over. No worries. So you should have a baking tin ready, already greased. So I'm gonna put this aside here. And then the way to shape our dough is super simple. Okay, this dough that we have here, okay, I think I need to move just a little bit more. Our Thermomix is, because of the sensors of the weighing scale, it's very sensitive, so we don't push it around, we have to lift it to move it. Okay, so we have this dough now, this wonderful oil dough, and because, you know, the term it is called, the kneading is done, I'm gonna turn it off. So because we call it quick and easy, so we pretend that our kids are rushing to go to school, and we are also rushing to get ready for work. So we don't even have to weigh this anymore. If you want the dough to be nice and beautiful and, you know, very even, we weigh it about 50 grams each. But because we are in a hurry, this is quick and easy. This is, I'm going to show you the hack how I do my portioning of the bread. So now it's nice and portioned. So you just take approximately the middle of it, and you pinch it like so. And as you pinch it, using your thumb and your forefinger, you divide the dough into 2 portions, okay? And then we repeat the process with each half until we get 8 pieces from each half. So this one, it becomes 2. And now 4. And now 8. Okay, and we have to work very quickly. I'm going to show you how I do it. I have a YouTube tutorial on how to do this shaping, but it's very simple. Basically, you choose one area that is smooth, and you pull everything to the back. It's like giving it a facelift, kinda, and you just pull everything to the back to hide all of the lumps and bumps, okay, while at the same time pulling it slightly taut, but not too much, because we don't want the surface to tear. Okay, just like this, and then we arrange it into our baking tin. Super simple. Again, quick and easy is my middle name. You just pull it like so. No need to fuss and stress over it. See, it's just nice. People often ask me, why do you make it look so easy? I tell them, I've had my Thermomix for more than a year, and I make this bread almost every day. So if it's 365 days in a year, then I've made it easily 365 times. Practice makes perfect. That's why I make it look so easy. But when I first started off, of course, I'm just like all of you. I've had problems with my bread. I don't know if I'm kneading it enough. I wonder why, even though I follow the recipe, I don't get it right. I wonder why, you know, my bread, when I use a bread maker, it's so nice when it's fresh off the oven, but when, you know, the day after, it ends up so tough. You know, it's so sad. Okay. Oh, okay. This is a bit big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, somehow I accidentally made one too big. No problem. We can add it to, so you just pull, 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 pull. Nice and smooth. And then Alhamdulillah, I had the Thermomix, and it totally changed my life, because now I make all sorts of bread and mesti jadi. And as you notice, the ingredients that we use today are all natural. We only used oil, water, sugar, yeast, flour, egg, and salt. No softener, no improver. Super easy. Okay. Then I take the bits of my hand and just hide it in here. So we have 8 here. I like to distribute it a bit in the corners. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing with the other half. Again, we divide into 2, like so, and each half into half. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's starting to rise. Oh, by the way, I've already preheated our oven so that this is ready to go, so that you can see the end result after I finish with my 3 recipes. Senang sangat kan nak buat roti, macam main-main je. This recipe, Alhamdulillah, a lot of new users have never made bread before. They tried it and they were very, very successful with it. Mesti lembut punya. Cubalah. Terkejut juga because like I had a friend in the UK. Tiba-tiba someone asked her over there, "Oh, have you tried Mimi's buns?" Oh, and it's like, wow, Auntie Mimi, orang UK pun dah tahu pasal Auntie Mimi punya recipe. Masya Allah, Alhamdulillah. So happy that a lot of people who've never made bread before dapat, how do you say it, bermanfaat. If you think my BM or my accent is a bit strange, it's because I'm not Malaysian. I originally come from the Philippines. I moved here in 1993, met my husband, and the rest is history, as they say. Okay, so we're down to the last 2 buns. Senang gila kan? And then we just leave it to prove. Prove is just a fancy term for bagi naik lah, make it rise. Okay? Siap dah. So this is how it looks like. We're gonna set it aside. Basuh tangan lagi sekali. And then sebelah sini kita cuci sekejap. Tangan basah. Sorry. So you all masak apa petang ni? Anak-anak bila duduk rumah ni macam makan non-stop je kan? Okay.